along with price matching. Check out the Old Fashioned Soda Fountain and Gift Card Mall. Their Hallmark cards, wine department, great gift selection, toy and dollar sections, photo and more. Miller Rexall Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
With John Neff at Dakota Radio Group's World Headquarters, I'm Darren Boyle. We'd like to hear from you as far as where you're checking us out from anywhere in the world through drgnews.com or through our YouTube channel. My email address is darrenboyle@dakotaradiogroup.com, and it will be Wessington Springs who will have the basketball first as we get ready to start the second half, and Kirsty Munson will get the start. Of course, Chloe Munson injured at halftime. We're not sure if she will be back this evening as the ball turned over by Wessington Springs. It will be their 12th turnover of the ball game, and Miller now has the basketball. Their starting five is out there. Moncourt, Kettlehunt, Schlechter, Fernholtz, and Brooks. Here's Aaron Moncourt, Vonnegael, Schlechter inside Elise Brooks over the top of the defense. Shot is up good. Elise Brooks scores the two, and it is 37-9. Let's try to set the lineup for Wessington Springs. Grace Grand, Piper Jones, Michaela Dornbush, Chastity Visha, and Kirsty Munson getting the start here in the second half. Here is Munson on the, Grace Grand rather, on the drive to the baseline. Now it is Kirsty Munson with it, and she'll pass it out front, loose basketball, but it's Chastity Visha that grabs it, and then she throws the basketball away. And here's Vonnegael Schlechter to the rim. That shot is no good. She'll get a own rebound and put that up no good, but we will have a foul called, and the personal will be the first for Wessington Springs in this second half. Foul on Chastity Visha will be her first personal foul. And to the free throw line, it will be Vonnegael Schlechter. 2 of 2 from the free throw line, scored 9 points in the first half, and the first of 2 free throws is up, and it is no good. 37-9 is our score. Second free throw is up good. And Miller now with a 38-9 lead as we work here in quarter number 3. Very nice crowd braving the elements tonight as we arrived here a couple hours ago. The snow falling as it has been. It seems like almost on a daily basis. I will say this for you folks from Miller and from Wessington Springs, and of course I'm from Pierre, we have nowhere near the snow that you guys have. As Miller will go to their bench, we will see Kaylin Krause check into the ball game. Wessington Springs will inbound as it will be Kirsty Munson who puts it in play. Now Piper Jones, and she'll try to pass it out of traffic and throws the basketball away. It is Moncourt with the steal. She'll go the length of the floor and put the shot up too strong and no good. Rebound pulled down by Wessington Springs. They'll force the issue, and then the ball lost. Well, it's tipped out of bounds as Katie Fernholtz chases the play down and makes the force out, knocks it out of bounds, and forces Wessington Springs to inbound it on the baseline. 38-9 is our score with 6:38 remaining as we work in the third quarter. Inbounds Grace Grant. Cassidy Visha on the wing left. She'll drive and fire. Shot is no good. And the rebound pulled down by Miller. Here is Abby Kettlehunt who will push across the time stripe. Everybody gets back smartly, so Miller will reset offensively. To the right side, Kaylin Klaus with a left-hand dribble. She'll get into the lane. Lost the handle, but right there is Elise Brooks to pick up the basketball and put it up and in. And she has been efficient in this in this ball game. She had a nice point total in the first half, and she has already scored 4 here in quarter number 3. And it is a 4-9 score. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter. Grace Grand with the basketball on the wing as she tries to drive inside. She is bottled up. Now to Piper Jones. Jones will try to work inside and send it back to the top of the key. Around the perimeter it comes. And here is an entry pass. It's tipped. It's stolen away. And here is Abby Kettlehunt the other way. And before she gets to the rim, foul is going to be called on Wessington Springs, or we're going to have a timeout by Miller. We're going to have a full timeout taken by the Miller Rustlers. 5:42 remains in quarter number 3. It is 40-9 Rustlers, and we're back in 1 minute on KPLO.
The staffs at Wilbur Ellis and Highmore, Blunt, and Miller wish the best of luck to the area high school sports athletes, and they're proud to bring you this game. Learning teamwork and dedication now provides great lessons for life and their wish to successful season. Just like the success the team at Wilbur Ellis strives to help their customers achieve in their farming operations. Put them to work for you. Call Blunt at 962-6161, Miller 853-2382, and Highmore at 852-2220. Wilbur Ellis, ideas to grow with. Wind, drought, fire, insects, disease. Together with hail, they formed a legion of multi-perils bent on the destruction of your hard work. Your fields are under constant attack, but the team at Ken Clark Insurance stands by your side in this war. Ken Clark Insurance will give you peace of mind, knowing you're covered, and your claim will be processed quickly. So protect your hard work. Call Ken Clark Insurance in Wessington at 458-2281. Equal Opportunity Provider.
5:42 remains here in quarter number 3. It is a 40-9 score, and on the inbound, Aaron Moncourt with a long jumper that is no good. Here's Chastity Visha the other way. Her shot won't go. She'll get her own rebound, and then as she works in the paint, a foul is going to be called. It will go on Katie Fernholz. The junior with her first personal foul, and for Miller, their first team foul of the second half. Wessington Springs will put it in play from the left side of the key. With the new shot clock, it will be Dornbush who will put the ball in play. Up top, Chastity Bishop. Free throw line jumper is up, no good. Kaylin Kraus will get the rebound. She'll try to run the fast break. Here is Moncourt, and Aaron lost the basketball and bounced it off her leg, and it goes out of bounds. And Miller with a turnover. Their 9th turnover of the ball game. As again, Wessington Springs will work. It is a 40-9 lead. As we work with 5 minutes remaining in the quarter, work to 5 minutes remaining in the quarter. Here's Chastity Visha on the inside. Shot is up, no good. She got her own rebound. That putback wouldn't go, and as they battle for the loose basketball, Grace Gran will get the rebound. She'll put it up and in, and then a foul is going to be called on Rachel Joy. Joy with her second foul. Gran with her first field goal of the ball game. And a chance here to complete a three-point play as Wessington Springs scores their first points of the second half. 40-12 now, with 5:01 remaining in the quarter. Working it across half court is Miller. High post Fernholz in traffic. Shot is up and left short. Rebound pulled down by Wessington Springs. The Lady Spartans with another offensive opportunity. And here is Kirsty Munson with the dribble as she brings it across half court. 28-point lead for Miller, and they'll force another turnover. The 14th turnover of the ball game. Aaron Moncourt with the dribble, gets it out of traffic, and she'll work the head the other way, and then she traveled, and it was a short weekend for both of these teams. Of course, Miller had that doubleheader with Todd County, and both of these teams struggling, getting things going on the offensive end. And the Rustlers still in control of this ball game, but it has not been pretty by any means. Here's Grace Grant, high post Piper Jones. She'll try the lob inside. This is Visha trying to work. Back out to Jones. Piper with a long jumper. That is no good. And Rachel Joy will allow the rebound for Miller. The Rustlers will bring the basketball across half court. Here's Kaylin Kraus. Nice up and under move, but the shot is too strong, no good. She'll chase it down into the left corner. Send it back out. Macy Wordle now will work the dribble as the ball poked out of her hands and out of bounds, and it will remain with the Rustlers. As Miller will put it in play. Kraus to Wordle, back to Kraus. High post now Fernholz. Katie in the lane to the rim. She'll score the two. Katie Fernholz with her first points of the second half. She has scored 6 now, and it is a 42-12 score. 3:30 remains in the third quarter. Grand entry pass down low. Ball is tipped and it's stolen away, and another turnover for Wessington Springs, and then a foul on the Lady Spartans, and it will be on Piper Jones, and Jones will commit her first, or make it her second foul, and the second team foul of the second half. Katie Fernholz will check out as we will see Storm Johnson check into the ball game for Miller. Rustlers across half court. Wordle. Now Erin Moncourt. She'll work the dribble at the top, and the ball knocked away, but a whistle and a foul called on Grace Grant. Grant's first foul. And for Wessington Springs, team foul number 3. 42-12 is our score. The Rustlers inbounded. Wordle, bounce pass, Kraus. Kalen behind the arc, doesn't pull the trigger. Instead will drive, and then she got bottled up, and she winds up committing a traveling violation. And another turnover for Miller. That is their 11th of the ball game. And Wessington Springs will have the basketball once again. 42-12 is our score. 2.5 minutes remain in the third quarter. Kirsty Munson across half court. Pass to the high post. Dornbush from 15. Shot is no good. Rebound to Miller. Erin Moncourt covered up, but does a nice job of getting out of trouble and bringing the basketball across half court. Now Macy Wordle at the top of the key, as Wessington Springs will work in a 2-3 zone. Working to 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Here is Storm Johnson, high post, and she loses the basketball. And another turnover for Miller, as Wessington Springs will head the other way. And on the drive, we will see the ball knocked out of bounds. Michaela Dornbush going to the rim, and Miller making the defensive play to knock it out. And Wessington Springs will go deeper to their bench as Harley Helm will check in. She is a 5'6", 8th grader. And she will inbound it on the baseline, trying to get it inside. And Macy Wordle knocked the basketball free and out of bounds. And now Miller will inbound it. Or Wessington Springs rather will inbound it. A free throw line jumper by Angie Paulson is up, no good. Wessington Springs with the offensive rebound. Paulson once again on the left side, as she will work to the high post, and then the ball is knocked loose and covered up, and Wessington Springs will keep possession. 15 on the shot clock for the Lady Spartans. Inside of a minute remain in the quarter. Here is Dornbush on the baseline. Shot is up, no good. Rebound battled for and out of bounds. It's tied up, and the possession arrow will point towards Miller. The Rustlers will put the basketball in play. 42-12 is our score, as Miller now. And that is the end of the third quarter. 46-14 is our score, as the Miller Rustlers have the lead. Scoreboard from Darren Boyle Sales. Check out the farm equipment at the lot on Sale Barn Road in Fort Pierre. Don't forget to check out DarrenBoyleSales.com. We will take a 1-minute break. We'll be back for the fourth quarter on KPLO.
Man, what are you doing?
Well, you know, I got in that fender bender last week, and I have a great idea. I'm going to wrap my car in bubble wrap. I can't get hurt that way.
Oh, no. It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't?
No, it doesn't work that way. Get that dent fixed. Advanced Collision and Repair, 1022 East 3rd Street in Miller. Call 893-0190 for Advanced Collision and Repair, and put down the bubble wrap.
At Jan Bussey Ford in Highmore, we've been building partnerships for life by treating our customers right, offering you a low-pressure sales process and passing our low overhead savings on to you, providing a Ford-certified service department with senior master technicians, fixing it right the very first time, a great selection of new Fords and pre-owned and new and used ATVs, and trailers including Wilson, Sharp, PJ, Big Tex, just to name a few. Stop by Jan Bussey Ford in Highmore or PioneerGarage.com.
46-14 is our score as we work here in this fourth quarter. With John Neff at Dakota Radio Group's World Headquarters, I'm Darren Boyle. The Miller Rustlers on their way to picking up victory number 10 of the season. Here is a steal, and going the length of the floor is Miller's Laney Stevens, and she is fouled, forcing the turnover. The foul will be on Harley Heim, and that will be her first personal foul. And Miller will inbound it. Here is Macy Wordle, baseline right. Shot is up, no good. The rebound pulled down by Wessington Springs. We'll have a running clock here as we start this fourth quarter. A 46-14 score. Across half court, The Lady Spartans round the perimeter. Here is Heim. Now Chastity Visha, and a three taken, and that is up and good. Chastity Visha hits the three. 46-17, and now Miller will turn the basketball away, or turn it over, as they throw the basketball out of bounds. And now Wessington Springs with it, and Miller there to knock the ball out of bounds. Storm Johnson, who has been active here in this fourth quarter, makes a nice defensive play to knock the ball out of bounds. And it will be Lady Spartan basketball. 46-17 is our score. Miller extending the defense, playing man-to-man as Wessington Springs looks for answers. Here's Chastity Bishop on the drive, puts a shot up short. She'll get her own rebound and then had nowhere to go with it, so bounced it off the leg of a Miller Rustler defender and knocks the basketball out of bounds. Unless we get into a situation that head coach Aaron Zeller wants to work on, this is the lineup that we will see for Miller probably for the remainder of the ball game as Wessington Springs gets it inside. A shot taken by Harley Heim is up no good, but Harley will get free throws as the foul committed. I believe it's by Laney Stevens. I believe he said 24, perhaps 34, but we know Harley Heim will go to the free throw line. And for Miller, it's their third team foul of the second half. And it is on Laney Stevens. And Laney will pick up her first personal. 46-17 is our score. Harley Heim, a 5'6", 8th grader, taking her second free throw. That one is up short. And the rebound pulled down by Miller. Here is Stevens with it. Laney with the dribble across the half-court stripe. Wordle on the left wing, passing to the corner. It is tipped and out of bounds off of Wessington Springs. It will remain with Miller as they will inbound here. They'll put it in play from the left sideline as Wordle gets the ball inside or into Storm Johnson. Now Laney Stevens will work out front as they send it back around the perimeter. Here is Wordle. Johnson on the block. Back to Wordle. Macy will drive, gets to the rim, puts a shot up, no good. The rebound battled for and a jump ball called, and it will remain with the Rustlers. So that is to our right, and Wessington Springs will send Maddie Pribbett into the ball game. Maddie is a 5'1" sophomore. Miller will inbound it once again. Josie Stevens from the left corner. Now Storm Johnson. Back out front, Laney Stevens. And now Macy Wordle with it as Miller will back it back out front. 20 seconds remain on the shot clock for Miller. And the Rustlers operating with a 29-point advantage. Storm Johnson. Deep right corner will go high post. We're down to 9 on the shot clock. Laney Stevens will drive and fire, and the shot is up good. Good job of recognizing the shot clock was winding down, and the freshman knocks home her first two of the ball game, and it is 48-17. Working to the halfway mark of quarter number 4. Here is Wessington Springs, lob inside with the basketball. Michaela Dornbush in traffic. Ball is knocked away, it's out of bounds, and last touched by Miller. It will remain with Wessington Springs as Emma Gran and Trinity Flowers will enter the ball game. A 48-17 lead as Wessington Springs puts the basketball in play. Here is Kirsty Munson, who will work the dribble back out front. Again, Miller will work in a man-to-man. On the drive, it is Privet, and she loses the basketball, but Emma Grand will grab the loose ball, and she is tied up, and the alternating possession of the jump ball will belong to Wessington Springs. They'll inbound it, and a bad pass on the inbound is turned over, and here is Macy Wordle to the rim, and I think that basket is going to count. The basket will count, and the foul is going to be whistled on Maddie Privet. So count the basket for Macy Wordle. And that will be her first basket of the evening. That makes it 50-17 with 3:15 remaining. The free throw is up, and it is good. And we are going to have a timeout taken. Miller will take a full timeout with 3:15 remaining in the contest. 51-17, Rustlers lead, and we are back in 60 seconds on KPLO.
Data limits and slow speeds holding your home and devices back from their potential? Venture Communications is ready to help make your smart home with their extreme Wi-Fi coverage. No data limits for all of your smart home needs, including camera systems, remote thermostat controls, and streaming needs. Free email address too. Equipment provided and maintained by Venture Communications for worry-free Wi-Fi. To get extreme Wi-Fi coverage, whether you venture in or around your home, contact Venture Communications 852-2224 or online at www.venturecom.net.
See Oakley Farm and Ranch Supply for all your farming and ranching needs. They offer Harper shovels and brooms, Duflex and Z-tags, calf sleds, colostrum milk replacer, and Diablo cutting blades. See them for Tartar gates, banjo fittings, and bore trailer wheels. They carry youth and adult muck boots, insulated bibs, hats, gloves, plus scarves, bandanas, snow tubes, and toboggans. Oakley Farm and Ranch Supply, open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. North Broadway in Miller.
Wessington Springs will inbound the basketball. Miller, with their second unit out there, will show a little full court pressure, but Wessington Springs will get the ball into their front court and go to work. Here is Trinity Flowers. Entry pass inside. It is tipped. It's knocked away and stolen. It is Josie Stevens trying to go the length of the floor, and she is fouled. And Trinity Flowers, chasing the play down from behind, will commit the personal. That will be her first. And the turnover for Wessington Springs, that is their 17th of the ball game. And it puts Josie Stevens to the free throw line, the 6-foot junior shooting two. The first one will rim off, and it is no good. Josie Stevens, Kaylin Kraus, the only two players that have not scored in this ball game for Miller. We perhaps will not see Kaylin Kraus anymore in this ball game. As Josie Stevens will take the second free throw. That is up and good, and Kraus will be the only one that has not scored for the Rustlers, but Kraus will check into the ball game with 2:46 remaining. Chastity Visha back into the ball game as well for Wessington Springs. 52-17 is our score. As we work through this fourth quarter, of course, our post game will have the KPLO Midwest Cooperative Player of the Game. We'll have that during our post game, and we'll take a little bit of a break and have things get things set up and ready to go for our second game of the evening. As Wessington Springs with a corner jumper by Vish, it's up no good. Offensive rebound Wessington Springs, and then a foul committed. Rachel Joy will commit her third foul. And Wessington Springs will go to the free throw line. This is Emma Gran at the stripe. The first is up, and it is good. 52-18 is our score. We have 2:18 remaining in the ball game. Second free throw is up, and it is good by Emma Grant. And Wessington Springs has just three players that have not yet scored in this ball game, but nobody close to double figures at this point, as Wessington Springs has not scored double digits in any quarter. And here's Kaylin Kraus going to the rim. She will score the two, and it is 54-19. We are inside of 2 minutes remaining in this ball game. And here is Wessington Springs on the move, and it is Grace Gran who will draw a foul. Before the shot, a foul on Kaylin Kraus will be her first. And Wessington Springs will put it in play. The fifth team foul committed by Miller. Here is Grant on the drive. Shot is up, no good. Rebound to Miller. Rustlers with it, as it's Macy Wordle working the dribble as she brings it across the time stripe. 90 seconds remain in the ball game. 54-19 is our score. Here are the Rustlers back out front. Ball is nearly stolen away. Grace Grant still hustling for Wessington Springs. Here is Kaylin Kraus on the right side. She'll drive, tries to get into the lane. She is bumped and a foul called, and it's on Maddie Privet, the sophomore, with her second foul. And we will see 1-and-1 free throws for Miller. And going to the line, the senior Kaylin Kraus, who just scored her first basket of the contest, and now a chance from the free throw line. And the 1-and-1, the free throw is up, no good. Rebound Miller underneath the basket. It's Kraus, and shot there won't go, and rebound picked up by Wessington Springs. Final minute of the ball game. 54-19 is our score. Wessington Springs the other way. Visha to the rim. Shot is no good. She'll get her own rebound, and put it up and in. Chastity Visha with 7 points, and it's 54-21. Miller once again with the basketball. This is a nice win for Miller. They'll have Faulkton, part of a doubleheader tomorrow night. Then at Highmore Herald on Thursday, we'll have that game for you on KPLO. A Miller miss and an offensive rebound for Rachel Joy, and she'll put it up and in, and we'll have a stoppage of play to allow Harley Heim to check into the ball game for Wessington Springs, and now we'll be set to go. But Miller, as we mentioned, now 10-4 on the season. They have 6 games remaining in 2 weeks of the regular season to get those 6 games in. 56-21 is our score, and for them, a nice win to pick up that 10th victory of the year. 3 by Wessington Springs is no good. Offensive rebound, Grace Grant. Again, she's hustling. Shot is up, no good. Rebound, Miller. The Rustlers will push the basketball into their front court, and that should just about do it, as Miller will bring the basketball back to the top of the key. Kaylin Kraus thinks about the 3, doesn't pull the trigger, hangs on to it, and this ball game is in the books. 56-21 is our final score, as Miller picks up victory number 10 on the season. Scoreboard from Darren Boyle Sales. If you're in the market for farm equipment of any kind, or if you're thinking about a new rotary mower or a new hay rake, great preseason prices on all bush hog equipment. Check out online at DarrenBoyleSales.com. Let's take a 2-minute break. Our post game is next on KPLO.
The Miller Press.
Sports athletes, and they're proud to bring you this game. Learning teamwork and dedication now provides great lessons for life and their wish to successful season. Just like the success the team at Wilbur Ellis strives to help their customers achieve in their farming operations. Put them to work for you. Call Blunt at 962-6161, Miller 853-2382, and Highmore at 852-2220. Wilbur Ellis, ideas to grow with.
Miller picks up their 10th victory of the season as they defeat Wessington Springs by a final of 56-21. Wessington Springs with the loss. They drop to 3-15 on the season. The Lady Spartans with 2 regular season games remaining. Miller opened up a 20-4 lead, and they did not look back as everybody got into the scoring column for the Rustlers. But let's talk about Wessington Springs first. They were led by Chastity Visha. Visha scored 7 points in the ball game tonight. Grace Grand with 5. Chloe Munson had 3. Chloe was lost for the ball game as she was injured the final seconds of the first half. She did not return to the contest and finished with 3 points. Piper Jones with 2, and off the bench, Emma Grand with 2 points, and Kirsty Munson scores 2 points in the ball game for Wessington Springs, giving them 21 in the contest. Lady Spartans go to the free throw line 9 times, and they were 5 of 9 from the free throw line. Wessington Springs with 17 turnovers. For the Miller Rustlers, everyone got into the scoring column. They were led by Elise Brooks, who scored 11 points. Vonnegail Schlechter with 10. Erin Moncourt with 6. Katie Fernholtz with 6 points in the ball game. Rachel Joy off the bench, she scores 6. Abby Kettlehut with 5. Storm Johnson with 4. 3 for Macy Wordle. 2 points for Lainey Stevens. 2 points for Kaylin Kraus. And Josie Stevens with 1 point in the ball game. A total of 56 for Miller. Rustlers go to the free throw line 10 times. And they were 7 of 10 from the free throw line, and Miller was generous with the basketball, especially in the first half. They finished with 13 turnovers. And with the victory, Miller improves to 10-4 on the season. This possibly will help them as far as they're trying to hang on to the number 1 overall seed in Region 6A as they pick up their 10th victory of the season. With the loss, Wessington Springs drops to 3-15. 56-21 is our final. It's time for our KPLO Midwest Cooperative Player of the Game. And before we name our Player of the Game, let's hear from the folks at Midwest Cooperatives.
Did you know that CHS Midwest Cooperative Autumn Rewards provides qualified customers 0% interest and you don't have to give up any cash or volume discounts? That's right. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, we're working with you to provide lasting success. Customers receive full cash and volume discounts on industry-leading genetics, seed treatments, plus 0%. Your CHS Midwest Cooperative agronomist is ready to help you build a plan for success in 2019. Why wait? Contact CHS Midwest Cooperative today to learn more.
Well, we look at the Player of the Game nominees in the Wessington Springs side. They were led in scoring by Chastity Bishop, who had 7 points. Grace Grant, who played about every minute of this contest, she continued to hustle. Even late in the fourth quarter, she finished with 5 points for Wessington Springs. On the Miller side, Bonagale Schlechter with 10 points. But in the end, we're going to go with Elise Brooks as our Player of the Game, the 6'1 senior with 11 points. And she is the KPLO Midwest Cooperative Player of the Game. Well, our next game upcoming, the second game of our doubleheader, will feature the Miller Rustlers, who are 4-9 on the season, taking on Wessington Springs. The Spartans set with an overall record of 4-12, and that game about 16 minutes away from the tip-off. So we'll take about a 6-minute break and return. For now, we'll